The global reality in which we live is witnessing tremendous progress in the field of information and communication technology, which has an important pivotal role that includes all aspects of life and has begun to navigate our world until it has made the world a small village. Every day, you discover many means and methods that help in discovering or serving the human being, increasing his information and raising the level of his capabilities. And because we live in an era of scientific competition and technological conflict in which the strength nations is measured by the level of progress they make it at the scientific level, it's not responsible for the Arab countries to the pioneers of thought, art, civilization and progress or from absorbing the concepts of the era and its new patterns as modern technology has invaded the lives of all people these days until it has become accompanying people at all times, whether it's through smartphones or computers. The issue of developing the educational system became an important issue and it became imperative for the school or other institutions to adapt the educational system to the technological prevailing at the present time. Given the importance of educational technology in developing science and work, facilitating and enriching the educational process and influencing the learner who is the focus of this process. Educational technology in the midst of educational program, which has an integral part of reliance on it, has become a necessity to ensure success and quality in educational outcomes.
Visual education. It is any method or method that depends on sight or vision in presenting the presentation of information, and these means have developed through the discovery of voice and animated speaking, films and audio tools have been added to them for the purposes of moving to the next stage. Benefits of a visual learning style. One of the main benefits of the visual learning style is that the brain processes visual information much faster than static text. This, if you are a visual learner, you will find that you can take in a lot of information and remember it very quickly, because you prefer this way of processing data with the human brain already masters instinctively what are the ways of writing down information in a visual learning style. During the study, the visual learner prefers to use one of the following mind maps, define the outline of the courses, graphics and charts, design pattern. When taking notes, they arrange them in a visual pattern. They may use the charts or graphics for this. They may separate the page into main section and must use multicolored to shed important notes. Most stable jobs for the visual learner are often drawn to the fields of technical knowledge or STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Examples of jobs are suitable for this type of learner are photographer, building, graphic design, decoration. How do you use this pattern for a better learning experience? Study processes. You can write notes in different colors, use flashcards, use data show.
First, what is the concept of information and communication technology? Definitions of the concept have been varied, some of which have been consistent with the time period in which the terms originated. Definitions that have traditionally dealt with the concept include United Nations definition in 1999, which included Internet services, telecommunications and telecommunication services, ICT equipment, information technology services, media, radio, libraries, documentation centers, commercial information providers, network-based information services, and the information activities and related communications. Educational technology reached its apogee in coronavirus pandemic, with the coronavirus leaving more than 1.6 billion children and young people out of the school. In 161 countries, nearly 80% of the school population. And so, the world went through a lot of different applications, especially in language learning, like Microsoft Teams. This app provides creation of an entire classroom where a teacher can create complete education system with his or her voice for correct pronunciation, of words and supported by pictures even though students and teachers' locations are different. Zoom app. This is a very special idea of directly conducting lectures in audio and video, like video conference, where an English teacher can share a screen to provide a video tutorial suitable for the lesson content with a listening curriculum but can also read what the student listening to.
Augmented reality is a type of virtual reality that aims to replicate the real environment in a computer and reinforce it with virtual data that is not part of it. In other words, an augmented reality system generates a complex user view that blends the real scene that the user is looking at with the virtual scene that is viewed by a computer, which enhances the real scene with additional information. To bring metaverse closer to mind, Zuckerberg said it's like turning the internet into a 3D modeling, not just looking at it in front of a screen, but entering the environment itself to make it an element of it, and to separate the scenes from the real world. The user enters the world to find himself within a series of endless interconnected virtual communities through which he can meet a lot of people that are available to work or play. All that is needed is a reality speaker, Bounder, and got reality goggles and their associated smartphone applications. How to use AR in education? 1. It to be revealed. It creates a graphic image, scans it through a smartphone and takes the action needed to show. For example, what's in the image, its translation, word synonyms, its antonyms, how to pronounce it, and the 3D modeling in front of the student. Cospace Edu. This application is used to create and movie 3D objects, enabling the language teacher to use them to explain the phonology of the anatomy used to pronounce sounds and to know the correct place in the human body. It's parts of the oral cavity and the nasal cavity for the pronunciation of a particular sound. Wonderscope. It tells the digital story with augmented reality, which converts ordinary subjects into interactive live stories, and learners learn how to communicate language by subtracting them on a number of notchings on their characters and listening to their responses.
This video is presented by Yasmina محمد, Rama اسامة, Mena Isaac, Nada Lebib, under the supervision of Dr. Karami Badawi. Thank you for watching.